Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is a collective reading, so I do speak in broad terms. You do have to figure out if and where it fits in your life. If it doesn't, that's okay. Nothing's wrong with it, and you're not on your path. Just might mean you're working on something different. I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy, so if you hear me mentioning cards that you don't see in this reading, those are from the Sunday underpinning reading that populates in the lower left-hand corner of this video at the end of it, so you can check that out. This is the daily forecast for Wednesday, the 26th of October. It is not necessarily set solely for that date. If your reading finds you on a different date and it still makes sense, by all means utilize it. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath the reading. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing my channel, what decks I'm using, how to follow me on social media or contact me for a private reading, and some ways to support the channel. Simple ways to support the channel are hitting that thumbs up button if you enjoy the content, subscribing to the channel, sharing the video out, or leaving a question or comment. All of those things greatly help. Or subscribing to the Patreon. All of those things help to support the channel and keep the content going. It is daily content. So let's see what the cards have to say about us today. What do they want us to know? We just had the eclipse in Scorpio, so that should be interesting to see what that brings about in a new moon. So, changes are afoot. Our card for the day is the Ace of Wands. I will take it. It's funny that we have this snake again, because we have the snake wrapped around that sword in the Five of Swords in the Sunday reading. That made me feel like even though the Five of Swords represents an argument or conflict of some sort, of discord, miscommunication, a struggle of some sort, there was that snake of transmutation wrapped around that center sword, which gave me Ace of Swords vibes. So I felt like there was an opportunity for healing. Yesterday in the clarifiers, in the reading, that Five of Swords is in the Sunday reading. Yesterday's clarifier, the last clarifier, was the Two of Wands, which is about that sort of desire and opening ourselves up to options or new pathways. This Ace of Wands indicates more of that new pathway or new opportunity being set to us. This snake is rising up towards that moon. This snake is transmuting something, bringing about maybe a shedding of a skin, a shedding of an idea, a shedding of a situation that we might need to let go of so that we can create new. Ace of Wands oftentimes is about new inspiration, new desire, new changes that we can kind of put into effect. I love that he's climbing up towards the moon. There's a lot of night aspects in this deck, and we have had a lot of planetary influences, so it's kind of cool to see that with this deck. Be inspired by what's around you, or take inspiration or find inspiration. You should be able to find it much more easily at a deeper level with this Ace of Wands being present, is my feeling, and then taking action with it. This says career, beginnings, and travel. Wands often, being the element of fire and that of desire and the spirit, can indicate movement or new movement, especially with the Ace. So don't be afraid of that new movement or change that could be transpiring. Like, let it happen and make your way towards it, right? Be excited by it, be inspired by it, let the desire of it carry you. This can represent, I don't want to say new love, but it can be about, the rekindling or a reigniting of something that we didn't think was possible, or maybe we were unaware was possible. So keeping that in mind too, especially with this new moon energy and in Scorpio, which I'm not bothered by this snake either, because he kind of represents a little bit of that Scorpio energy. Remember, Scorpio's 8th house, and it's the house of transformation. The death card is associated with Scorpio, so big changes could be afoot for us. Big positive changes. They may be emotional, and they're probably going to be deep with the presence of Scorpio there. But, allow them to happen. It almost feels like this says to me, embrace it fully, right? Like go after it. The ace is a singular card, so it's like taking our own inspiration or power to move forward and go after it with like maybe a little bit of a, I don't know if it's reckless abandon, but it feels kind of like that, especially with the Fool card that we saw yesterday, you know, like just rising to the challenge, the excitement of the newness of it all, the possibility of it all. It's there and it's present. We have these buds growing off of the wand, which always represents new growth or opportunities, new avenues being presented to us. So take them, like look at them, intuitively feel, is this right for me? And then move towards it. Let's look to the Wild Mystic Oracle. Oh, cool. We've not seen him before. This is the crab, obviously associated with the sign of Cancer. We definitely have the moon cycles going on here. Crab being a sea creature and the tides being affected by the moon. We could be feeling this eclipse a little bit more and need to take extra care. As we move towards these new beginnings or these new inspirations, these new desires, you know, caring for ourselves and trusting our intuition, doing so in a nurturing way. The sign of Cancer to me is always about like mothering, nurturing, care. And again, we have another moon here. There's a lot of moon influences in both of these decks. It's sort of funny how they're playing out. So allowing maybe our instincts too, because Cancer is a water sign. So our intuition, which would be also closely connected to the moon. The sign of Scorpio and Cancer are both water signs. So this could be, I don't want to say a bad emotional time, but about a time of maybe trusting our emotions, caring for our emotions, caring for our instincts or our intuitions, and allowing them to be our guides towards these new inspirations that are out there and available to us or that we are potentially creating. We did see the Magician card yesterday, so we could be creating these things that appear sort of out of nowhere, right? Or these new opportunities that kind of show up. Now let me read Crab to you. This card represents self-care and navigating the sea of strong emotion. If the Hummingbird card represents the sun within this deck, then the Crab is the moon. In Western astrology, the Crab is affiliated with the star sign Cancer, whose ruling heavenly body is the moon. In Rudyard Kipling's Just So stories, a giant crab makes the sea rise and fall just like the moon's power over the tides. The moon is often associated with strong emotion, the soul, energy, and feeling. The crab card symbolizes the ebb and flow of strong emotion and taking control of the tides of feeling, whether they are calm seas or destructive tsunamis. Crustaceans live in a casing of thick armor, which guards them against predators and the potential violence of the water around them. This card is a symbol of empathy, therapy, and self-care. It urges you to recognize the destructive forces of negative emotion and take steps to guard yourself against them. The Crab card is a reminder not to allow strong waves of emotion to overtake you and destroy you, but to ride the waves and find your safe harbor. This card may also represent those born under the Western zodiac sign of Cancer. Shadow reading. A shadow reading of the Crab card could be warning that the waters have reached far over your head and it is difficult to see the surface. Emotions, feelings, invasive thoughts, and destructive anxiety have overwhelmed you and it's time to swim for shore. We do see that in the Sunday reading. The potential, the end week card was the Eight of Swords. So that could be some of that where it says invasive thoughts. That could be some of that coming on too, guys. So just be aware of that. The element is water. The flora is jasmine, St. John's wort, motherwort, and benzoin. The stones are moonstone, rhodonite, garnet, and labradite. And the spell work is self-care, calming strong emotion, healing work for mental illness, and lunar magic. So use this time to kind of channel what it is you do want, what it is you do want to create with this new moon energy. That could bring about this Ace of Wands energy that brings these new opportunities to us that we desire or that we're inspired by at a much deeper level. Excuse me. Let's go to the clarifiers. First out, here's our buddy, the Magician. We saw him yesterday. He's leading the day in the clarifier. So this would indicate about as above, so below. We have everything we need to create new, to take action, to, I don't want to say dream, because dream makes it seem like it's outside of the realm of possibility. But the Magician there, yes, he works magic, but he makes things almost out of nothing. And that's also the energy of the ace, right? So if there's something that we do desire, something that we didn't maybe previously think possible, I think that the magician is telling us, no, indeed, this change is possible. I can invoke it, or we can invoke it through our own power. Magician is major arcana. So he's sort of powerful energy. I would say, to be honest, especially with this care card of the crab, and the sort of the power and the newness of the Ace of Wands with the magician here, it almost makes me want to like not give warning, but say like our thoughts and our words are powerful. You know, like what the magician with his arm outstretched up there, he has one hand pointing above, like as above, and then one hand pointing to the earth, so below, like he's about manifestational power. What we think, what we believe, what we say to ourselves, the tape that's playing in our head is what we're creating. I feel like potentially we could be recreating or rewriting the tape, the script, the diatribe in our head that tells us what we deserve, who we are, what we are going to have, and it's opening up, it's changing in some way, and it's allowing us to bring about something that's maybe better suited to us, especially with this care card. So pay close attention to that, especially during this time in New Moon, because it is all about creation. The next card is the Four of Wands. Oftentimes it's associated with soulmates, celebration, marriage, a steady foundation. It is Wands energy. We saw the Two of Wands yesterday. We have the Ace of Wands here. Look for inspiration in our relationships, places where we can not only care for ourselves through the crab, but also maybe for others, fortifying our relationships or our connections to those that we love, growing them certainly with the magician there, and also again that sort of healing that the snake keeps representing to me in both the Five of Swords, where there may have been discord, right? Previously in the week in our relationships, this feels like it's settling down or changing, shifting for a more positive feeling, expression, even communication in those within those relationships. We also have to remember that in the Sunday reading, we had the Six of Wands underpinning the midweek. And the Six of Wands is also a celebratory card. It's about being noticed, seen, achievement, being, like not exonerated, but exalted in a way, or receiving, recognition from our peers or maybe our relationships, how we do our life, how we care for ourselves, how we care for our relationships today. And so keep that in mind as you're working your way through the day. And then the last card, wow, is the Six of Cups, also a soulmate card. Six of Cups is about family, relationships, nostalgia, warm feelings, heartfelt emotion, past life connections. So is the Four of Wands. Wow. I'm gonna say this. This feels to me like an opportunity to like hit the reset button on a relationship or a project or because each one of you is going to experience this differently. So, but for me, this looks like a focus on relationships and the importance of maybe a particular relationship and how we are within it. We have power and creation available to us, but we also have this ability to sort of maybe put ourselves first while we're within it and then honor it and love it from a place of not only spirit but also from emotion that is quite powerful and transformative under, I'm going to say, this new moon energy. What is it? I'm sorry. Venus moving into Scorpio is also supposed to be about relationship communication. So there could be new opportunities to find new ways to create magic in our how we communicate or what we're communicating to those that we love. And so keep that in mind as you go through the day. Let's go to the grounding stone. And the grounding stone today is on Tiger's Eye, and the word is faith. Faith is a rather strong principle, right? It is us believing in things that maybe don't seem like they're there yet, To me, with the Ace of Wands here, it's like whatever these new beginnings are, oftentimes aces come out of nowhere. Um, I'm kind of dumbstruck with this reading with the 4 and the 6 here. It feels to me like we need to have faith in maybe relationships or in how we are in our relationships or how we are as a creator in our life and understand. We saw yesterday the Nine of Pentacles too. It's like we have the stability, the ability, and the Magician twice in 2 days. We have the stability, the ability to sort of create what it is we want, but we need to sort of, that care card of the Cancer influence there is making me think of that principle when you're flying on a plane, put on your oxygen mask first before helping others. And having faith that, even if there is a relationship that was giving you trouble in the earlier part of the week and maybe even give you mental trouble with that Eight of Swords that we have coming at the end of the week, like doubt or whatever, this faith is to help buffer that, to help solidify that, to help us settle into this 4 and this 6 and honor that, especially during the energy of this new moon creation. I'm not saying stay stuck in something that's not working or a relationship that brings you trouble or problems, but if there's relationships that maybe haven't been quite right or have seemed combative or a little struggle bus, this is the day where we get to have faith in ourselves and maybe faith in, if we step back and care for ourselves more so and create a vision of what it is that we want, we can actually potentially, and have faith in that vision, we can actually create those new beginnings towards something uh, better or more in line with who we are and what we want. I hope that makes sense. I think that does. And yesterday's stone also was the angel. So continue to call on your angels and remember that the grounding stone for this week is about enjoying this process. So if you're not in enjoyment of it, you're working against it. So kind of get in alignment with it and then start to create, and have faith in that creation. That is your forecast. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.